reached the end of our week here at Paper Route, but that's not going to change the fact that we have an absolutely incredible show today. A lot of things to talk about. Draymond Green suspension came down. We have Thursday night football. We have storylines within football. We have storylines within basketball, and some funny stuff in between. First and foremost, do we have the burger for Beeflo? Oh, that's right. You chickened out of that, right?
I didn't check it out. I'm like on a fast, so.
I know, but you said you would do it.
Yeah.
I lied.
Okay.
I
mean, that's not, you're not that type of guy.
I didn't actually lie. I can't help that I'm on a fast. Like, I forgot that I was on a fast. I was caught up in the moment. Like, I want to try it.
You can break it fast. I don't want to put all your personal business out there, but you also broke something else you were doing recently. And so you can break it, bro. Oh,
y'all actually.
You guys delivery, guys. Uber Eats. Look at
y'all gonna put me on the spot.
Oh my gosh, this was not scripted. I had no idea this was happening.
It's McDonald's though. Nah, yeah, come on, y'all pushing the barriers. Like, y'all brought me McDonald's.
Yeah, no, I'm gonna open it up. Let's see what's in there.
Let's see what's inside of it.
Come on, B. So yesterday on the show,
100% of McDonald's
there was the receiver for the Detroit Lions came out or posted something while he was at McDonald's, and it was a burger. Then he put the McFlurry on top, and B said that he would try it.
I think he did say he would try it. I just want to make sure that everybody at home can see us right now. I know I'm getting some text that the stream might have froze up, so let me just go ahead and make sure that we're good. Okay. So we're good. All right.
A McDonald's burger though? I thought we classified it couldn't be a McDonald's burger.
No, they said it was. This is their new. This is a 2.5, I think, for them. Where this is
don't care about my body at
This is
all.
grass fed. It's only one bite. Can you do one bite?
A McDonald's burger.
Okay, I'll do it with you. Will you do it with if I take it? Because I don't eat McDonald's either. So if I take a bite, will you take a bite?
Y'all breaking my fast. Y'all putting the McDonald's burger on.
And I don't even eat dairy. So like,
just hold it down. Take one for the team.
I don't even eat dairy, bro. I'm not gonna eat that whole thing. Like, if I
Come
take
on,
a bite,
B. It's on you then. It's on B.
No.
It's on you.
I'm not the one that said it. I'm fast in the morning too.
Well, how you gonna break my fast, but you're not gonna break your fast? What's going on?
I will literally do it with you.
I
will take a bite with you. I won't eat the whole thing.
I'm not touching it, so whoever's eating it, no.
I can't break my fast and do a McDonald's burger.
Come on, someone's gotta do it.
I don't eat meat. Woo.
Somebody come on this set and take a bite of it. Oh my God.
There you go. Here you go.
See, the McDonald's burgers would kill it for me.
It kill it. It makes it better. Come on.
Nah, I'm not doing that.
Somebody's gotta eat it.
If it was like a true food burger, like I'd be down. If it was after my fast,
oh my God, I'll do it. You guys are so
Ash, you're a real one. You're a real one.
I will take it for the team. You guys are losers, okay?
Here we go. It ain't gonna be that bad.
I gotta like smush it. It's all clumped up.
Ashley Nicole Moss is about to eat a McDonald's cheeseburger.
I don't eat McDonald's. I don't eat there. This is
onions,
disgusting.
cheese, and Oreo McFlurry. Is it good or no?
It wasn't bad, right?
Be on it.
Ew!
It's bad?
Is it the texture? Is it the texture though? Like you gotta fill us in. It can't be that bad.
It's like the onions mixing with the Oreo and it's chunky and it's...
Oh, so it wasn't even a plain cheeseburger.
Oh!
There we go. Paper Route, Sirius XM, Faction Talk, Channel 103. Ashley Nicole Moss held it down for B Flowers. B,
Ash, you're a real one, Ash.
You're gonna have to do it later.
No, I'm with it. Like, as long as it's post fast, I'm with it.
Here you go, B. Here you go, Woo. Come get this McDonald's. Let's jump into this amazing Thursday show.
The meal I provided, but it's all.
And now I have like onion in my mouth. Can I get some gum, a mint, something? Jesus.
We'll get you some water. What we got today?
Oh God. All right. Well, Draymond Green's suspension came down.
Good job.
And we'll discuss. Brady should go play lotto because he hit the suspension right on the money. We'll talk about that in a little bit. Brandon, what do you have?
Aaron Rodgers. Should we really be buying into Aaron Rodgers coming back? You had Robert Saleh address this issue again. Everybody in sports is talking about it. They keep talking about it. Should we be buying in? Let's discuss a little later
Okay, for me, this might be wild card matchup. Big game tonight, showdown, Ravens, Bengals.
It is Thursday.
Lamar, Burrow. Hey, it's a showdown. I can't wait. This is going to be the game of the week, I feel. So I can't wait till we get into it.
You rolling with Lamar or not?
We going to see. Like, y'all been on me with Lamar. I might have to just go with Lamar to get everybody off my back. But we going to see. When we dive into it, I'm going to let you know why I pick who I'm riding with.
Here you go.
Well, listen, like I said, we're going to dive into some NBA talk. No, I have matcha. I need something more than water to rinse the taste out of my mouth. We'll be all right, though. We'll be good. Listen, Draymond Green, the suspension came down for him after the chokehold heard around the world. And Brandon hit the suspension right on the money. It's going to be 5 games for Draymond Green. He's going to lose around $769,000 and some change in that 5-game suspension. Now, Klay Thompson, Rudy Gobert, and I believe McDaniels all received a $25,000 fine. They will not receive a suspension. Brandon, I mean, I'll start with you. Here's a chokehold again for people who may have missed it. Amazing, thank you. Who may have missed it. So, like I said, Klay Thompson, McDaniels, number 3 there, if you're not familiar with him, and Rudy Gobert all received $25,000 in fines, which is actually interesting if you think about it, because Klay Thompson, McDaniels get into the scuffle, so you can understand why they got the fine, because you can't fight in the NBA. But then Rudy Gobert was defending his teammate like Draymond was defending his teammate. He gets a fine and put into a chokehold. It seems a little lopsided, but you hit it right on the head. 5 games. What do you make of the suspension? Good, bad, indifferent?
I mean, the NBA had to do this, but they also internally got to be happy about this, right? There's a couple things happening right now outside of just Draymond, right? They also have the in-season tournament, right? Why am I bringing this up? Because nobody watches the NBA right now.
No, you don't.
Nobody watches the NBA right now. So NBA ratings are up. They're through the roof. They're probably saying, thank you, Draymond. Thank you, Draymond. I wouldn't be surprised if Adam Silver, the commissioner, say, hey, here go half of that money back, man. We just want to show our appreciation. This is what we want to see in NBA. We don't want to wait until March to start seeing guys really compete. So this is phenomenal. I told you, Ashley, that the in-season tournament was going to spice it up.
They're not fighting because of the in-season
Yes, it is.
tournament.
Yes, they are. Yes, they are fighting because of that. They want the trophy. They want that $50,000.
They're not fighting because of that.
Okay.
This fight would have happened regardless. Rudy Gobert and Draymond don't like each other.
BU wasn't here, right? So she absolutely hates the in-season tournament. Is it not a coincidence, bro? If you don't care about winning these games, like, why would you be fighting? They did this to get this type of reaction. The NBA, Adam Silver, whoever was on that committee, they're geniuses. They're
They're creating little rivalries, low-key, during the season to just...
When's the last time we seen a fight within the first 10 weeks of NBA season? We've never seen people compete at this level in the first 10. You got to go back to the 80s and the 90s.
Listen, it has nothing to do with the in-season tournament. These guys have withstanding beef. Draymond is unhinged 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 82 games out of a season. It has absolutely nothing to do with the in-season tournament. It has everything to do with withstanding storylines and beefs within the NBA. I don't think the players are that determined to win this trophy and the $500,000. Draymond just paid more than that in fines. So, let's just put that into perspective. But I will say it's interesting. Draymond seems to kind of, this was a discourse happening on NBA Twitter yesterday. If you look at all of Draymond's suspensions for some of his bigger altercations, you think of the Jordan Poole punch, you think of when he stepped on Sabonis, I think in the chest, and now this. He doesn't really receive these dramatic suspensions for these, kind of heinous, over-the-top just actions within the game.
We need it.
Any explanation why? I mean, it seems kind of odd.
I mean, like B said, we need it. I think this was the most drastic fine he had. I said it should have been 1 game, but I think because he's a repeat offender, that's why he got the 5
He's more than
games.
a repeat offender. He's the offender.
But no, this is what the NBA need. Like B said, other than avid basketball fans that like just want to watch their team every week, nobody is really in tune like early in the season. Now it's like you give us this. We need storylines, right? We can't wait for these two guys to play again, see if it's going to be a little heated exchange. Like, we need something.
That's right.
You know, earlier in the season because there's so many games. If they cut the games down to maybe 52, then we'll be honing in from the jump. But, yeah, we need a little something. And I think the NBA, like I said, they secretly like Draymond bringing some spice to the NBA. They don't have Rodman no more. Like, they get the superstars and LeBron and KDs, but...
You always need a bad guy.
You always need a
bad
villain.
guy. There's bad guys in the NBA. I mean, there's villains in the NBA. KD's a villain.
KD, but
Not really.
KD's the ultimate villain. He's the ultimate troll.
Yes, he is. But what I'm talking about, like, KD ain't going there.
No, but KD is a villain in a different sense.
Do you remember how basketball was so entertaining when the Knicks played the Heat and Alonzo
But the league
Mourning
has
and those going
changed.
back?
That they don't allow that type of physicality, which is why he received a suspension like this. And I mean, again, some people will say it was kind of a slap on the wrist, but the NBA is just not there anymore. They are interested in the product. They're interested in the glitz and the glamour of the product. They're not interested in, you know, guys boxing each other at the baseline. It's just they don't care.
But it was entertaining.
It was entertaining, but it also doesn't adhere to the long term.
Did the ratings go up? Did the ratings go up? Are the ratings up?
The ratings for this in-season tournament are not any higher than they would be.
Are they? You didn't know? Fact check it.
I did fact check it. It's not drastically
When did
higher.
you fact check this?
Last night.
Okay. Are they up though?
No, they're the same as any basketball in November. It's not. That's what I'm trying to explain to you.
Can we fact check her?
You can fact check that, but the ratings are not a drastic difference. And this is what I'm trying to explain to you. Real basketball fans are going to watch basketball in November regardless. If you're a new basketball fan, an in-season tournament that most people don't understand, and a colorful court that makes it impossible to watch the game is not making you like, oh, I have to watch this game. You still don't care.
So here's the thing, though. This is what we have to understand. Any league or any platform, you have to always be aiming for new audiences and new markets, right? Like I saw something the other day where the NBA, they're trying to create like a 75, some crazy type of media deal, right? And so they're studying the NFL. They're studying what the NFL has done with Amazon and YouTubes of the world. Like, absolutely, you know, they're trying so many things to expand their audience, expand their reach, get more people engaged. Ashley, I'm sorry, Ashley.
The in-season tournament right now is not moving the needle. Even Adam Silver himself said it's going to take years for this to kind of gain traction. His number was anywhere between 5 and 10 years. He's not expecting this to be an overnight success because new NBA fans or non-NBA fans are not watching this the way that they watch the Super Bowl. It's just new. It's new and it's people really don't know what it means yet. And again, it's still the same basketball with different ramifications or repercussions, if you will, to the games that most basketball fans are going to watch anyway. But before we move ahead to Jordan Poole, I want to talk about Draymond one more time. Let's look at this in terms of the Golden State Warriors. The Golden State Warriors did lose that game.
Whoa. Come here, please. Read this, please. Hold on. Timeout. Sorry, Ashley. Hurry up, please, Woo. I want you to read it because I don't want to chop up no words on live.
Well, why wouldn't you have me read it? I have a mic on.
All right, here. Ashley, read it. All right, my bad. Okay. You read it.
The in-season tournament charts viewership on Friday, 1.9 million viewers. Tune in for Lakers Suns, 1.4 million. Nets Celtics compared to last year's equivalent of doubleheaders of 1.12 million and 1.47 million. That's not a needle mover.
Keep reading. What did it say? No, get to the percentages.
Viewership, the in-season tournament, 1.7 million is up from 1 million. That's not movement.
What did it say? It's up. Overall, it's up 55%. It doesn't say that? Maybe I read it too fast?
1.7 million. That's not. I mean.
Percentages. No, read it where it says 55%.
From 4 windows last year. They're counting, meaning 4 different games. It's not an equal equivalent. Is what I'm trying to explain to you.
Is it up 55%?
You're counting 1 game and they're comparing it to 4 games of last year. That's not the same. That's apples and oranges. It's not the same equipment.
Listen. Viewership for in-season tournament is now up 55%.
Against
That's
four
all I know from
windows.
last.
What I will say,
Genius.
Four windows means 4 different games. They're comparing one thing to 4 games.
what I will say about the in-season tournament, I think it's dope when they get to December when they play at neutral sites. When I was in Kansas City, I got a chance to see the Heat play OKC at a neutral site. Like, that was the dopest thing ever to me. Like, right, half of the stadium going, half of the arena going for one team, half going for the other. So I think it's new. I think a lot of different people in different cities get to see different teams play each other in their city. Like, I think I like how they incorporating just a little something new, a little spice to it.
And before we move on, while we're having this little brainstorming session of what the NBA needs to do to continue to increase their viewership, because nobody watches the NBA around this time except Ashley, Nicole, Moss, Mr. Jeff, and Miss Patty. But what if, because I love what the NHL did, and I don't know if they still do this, but they took their game outside, right? Ashley, would you be into a controlled outside environment, Lakers versus the Suns, right? Come November, but it's outside. Would you be interested in that? That would be dope to me, seeing them play outside.
So the movement of where the court is makes it more entertaining for you?
Yes.
It's still the same game being played.
Even
it's
like
still
with
the same quality of basketball being played. So you just want something to look at.
So think about this. Remember, volleyball. What did Nebraska do? They did a tournament.
Stadium.
And they sold out the football stadium. That was an amazing experience. A lot of people.
It's Iowa.
A lot of people came to the game that wasn't even volleyball fans because it was.
It's Iowa. You talking about when Iowa played outside?
No, it was Nebraska.
Wisconsin?
It was Nebraska.
I thought it was Wisconsin.
No, it was Nebraska.
Nah,
it was in
I don't
Nebraska.
know. Let me be the
Okay.
It was
Let's
Nebraska.
say it was Nebraska. It's
I
Nebraska.
remember, though. It was
You know what I mean?
dope.
No
It was dope,
shade.
though.
No shade. But what I mean by
dope.
that is, what else is there to do in Nebraska? You know what I mean?
But they don't go to the games inside. It's
Yeah,
nothing
they do.
to do with
The attendance it's Nebraska. Like, there's not.
So they always have that type of attendance.
They have, obviously it's larger attendance because the venue's
Yeah.
bigger, but they always have great attendance.
Okay.
It's just smaller because the venue that they usually play in is smaller. But what I'm saying is that you can't compare cities where there's really just one thing. Like, that's like Buffalo. Like, what else is there to do to Buffalo except to go to a Bills game or a Sabres game?
The NFL's doing it. The NFL's going to Germany. The NFL's going to London. The NFL is doing different things.
Moving on, though. Let's just talk about Draymond real quick before we move on to Jordan Poole. I mean, like I said, the Golden State Warriors lost that game. Draymond, yes, defending his teammate, but is he a liability? It seems that, sometimes his mannerisms or his character, his demeanor, his enforcer mentality that he has cost the Golden State Warriors some games. Is that a liability looking down the line?
Not now. I think the team appreciate what Draymond doing for him right now. If you've seen the look on Klay's face, he like, yo, I appreciate that because Klay was struggling trying to, get his get back one-on-one. So he appreciated, Draymond coming in and helping. You know how it is, B, as a teammate. Like, whenever your teammates ride for you, that's going to make your team play a lot closer, and it's going to build the chemistry even more. But when you get to the playoffs, he can't be having those texts. He can't be getting those suspensions. So it's a time and place for everything. I think right now was definitely the time. They wasn't winning. They weren't winning. Like, this might be the spark they needed to bring their team together.
Yeah, I agree with you. You're a liability once we get to postseason, right? But right now you're setting the tempo and you're setting the standard and you're sending a message to everyone around the league, right? Like, every team has that one guy, especially in basketball. Like, if it's a hard foul, you got to come. Hockey is the same way. You stand up for your superstar, right? And that's Draymond Green. Draymond Green, he's the asset. He is the glue of this whole dynasty. Draymond is the centerpiece. Let's not get it twisted, okay? So they made this decision last year. Jordan Poole was phenomenal a couple of years ago. And then all of a sudden, Draymond punched him, and now they got to make a decision. Who are they going to keep, Draymond Green or Jordan Poole? Well, all those smart guys in that organization said, we'll ship Jordan Poole out and keep Draymond Green. So obviously, the Steve Kerrs of the world believe that Draymond's an asset. And then they go give him this massive contract. So I think everybody knows that Draymond's an asset. And when you do things like this, now in the next game or down the road, guys gonna look like, damn, I gotta be careful how I play defense on Klay or Steph Curry. So he's definitely an asset in my eyes.
The funny thing was Clay's jersey got ripped, and then he tried to rip the rest of it. He couldn't get it open, so he just took it off in frustration.
Yeah, Clay was struggling. Clay
was struggling to get that jersey off, yo. He was like, I'm enough of this. Moving on, though, you mentioned Jordan Poole, and Jordan Poole is not having a good tenure in Washington so far, at least not with the fans. Now, there's a video that's going viral where, they were all in the huddle trying to figure out the next play, the next move in a close game. And he just seemed not interested. He's joking around. He's walking away. The coaches are calling him. He's talking. This coach is calling him. He's talking. Another teammate tries to call him over. He's like ignoring him. It's my team. I got this. Throws his towel on the floor, curses, and then locks in too late and missed the entire play. The Wizards would go on to lose that game to the Brooklyn Nets, and Jordan Poole just looks absolutely confused as what play he's supposed to be running. Extremely childish from Jordan Poole. We get it. He's young. He's charismatic. He does things that are funny. We know all the facial expressions. Or, when he goes off in a game, people say it's because the baddies are in the building, and that's kind of where he gets his superpower. We get the jokes, but you're a grown up.
Yeah, it's
you're
too
getting
early for
paid a good amount of money to play a sport. Pay attention. It's just, and then you guys lost the game.
Yeah, it's way too early for that. Usually you see that when you 60 games in, you missed the playoffs, you just toned out, but nah, not right now. Not on a new squad, not when you trying to build chemistry with your teammates so they can feel yo, I know you on board.
Right.
When we go out there, I know I got you, right? You can't do that because now the team ain't gonna want you around. It's gonna mess up the whole chemistry. You gonna have your boys in the locker room, other players gonna be I don't care if you here or not.
Yeah.
It's unacceptable. And I'm not a big, strict guy that's in a locker room when it comes to being so hard on people and their personalities, but you can't have this.
Right.
And it shows how much leadership Golden State had. Because he showed, like you said, Ash, he showed little spurts of this on Golden State, but they had so much of a veteran team, it got overshadowed, right? Even when Iggy was on the sideline, he yo, you tripping, chill out.
Mm-hmm.
With Draymond being there for us and Steph and Clay all about business, it drowned it out a little bit. But when a team is looking for you to be the star, the leader, this is something you absolutely can't do.
It seems like he needs to be punched in the mouth. That's what it seems. Don't make that face. For real. That's what it seemed like. Sometimes I need that happen.
Just left Draymond.
Yeah, but now you can go back to it for real.
Nah, I see what you're saying, though.
Right. Now it validates what Draymond did.
He got punched in practice, not a game.
I get that. I understand,
practice, not a game.
But when you
practice.
A lot
not
of times we talk about this all the time, where it's
that?
AI.
Okay, just making sure.
So we talk about this a lot of times. We have talked about this a lot of times. There's a lot of things we don't know or see within the organization, okay?
But Draymond already said why he hit him.
I know, but that's one thing.
He says there's some things you don't say to another man, whatever that may be.
That's right. But when you have this type of behavior, right, what else did he do in the locker room? It was a buildup. You don't just go punch a teammate just off of just one thing. It can if it was that disrespectful, but what if there was multiple things?
Just build up.
Build up. It's yo, I'm tired of you, bro. You tripping, right? And so sometimes, and we've seen this before, Michael Jordan famously hit a teammate,
Steve Kerr.
It was Steve Kerr?
Yes,
that's
right.
right.
Steve Kerr in practice.
That's right. So that's why Steve Kerr got it. That's why he got it. He was
In fairness of Jordan Poole, you didn't see this type of behavior from him in Golden State, at least in games. Again, practice, we don't know what transpires. Locker room, you don't know what transpires. But he was always locked in on the sidelines until after the incident. You saw him very disconnected from the huddle, disconnected from his teammates. But prior to that incident, you didn't see that from Jordan Poole, and all his teammates spoke very highly of him. So it could have just been that switch and that little chunk of his last tenure with Golden State. But you get a fresh start in Washington. You are now essentially with Kuz, the leader of this team. I get it, but then also you're not Kobe, you're not LeBron. They're not drawing up plays that you told them to draw up. Pay attention. So it's just tacky.
So who's on the roster that's gonna punch him in the face?
Nobody's gonna punch anybody in the face.
Can we look at the roster? Who's on this roster that is that guy?
Nobody's gonna punch anybody in the face. What he needs to do is somebody just needs to, he needs a coach to check him. He needs somebody. You just can't, approach a ton. You can't approach the huddle like that and then ultimately lose the game that you were leading in. It's just not okay. So, Jordan Poole, I like you. Poole, it's a pool party. Everyone's invited, but You got to get it together, my guy. All right, we got to figure it out. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and move on. And speaking of figuring it out, we are back to the Jets and Aaron Rodgers and everything in between. Get your seatbelts, kids. We're going on a ride once again. Here we go. Aaron Rodgers, as we know, is rehabbing from a torn Achilles. And he's a miracle of modern medicine because he's already up, moving around, moving and grooving, as Clyde Frazier would say. And each and every day, we happen to get more and more hype, if you can believe it, more and more hype surrounding his inevitable return. Well, yesterday, head coach of the New York Jets, Robert Saleh, had this to say about that very thing. Let's just call this throwing gas on a fire.
Aaron's a big boy, grown man, and no one's going to know Aaron's body like Aaron knows his body. And if he feels, after all the doctors clear him, and I'm sure there's a million of them, I have no idea on that stuff, but if Aaron says he wants to play, he's going to play.
Okay, here we go again, kids. Brandon, why should I buy into Aaron Rodgers returning to the New York Football Jets?
I like that. Well, first, mathematically, they're still in it. And, you know, I can't wait for the end of December to get here. I can't wait for whether it's, you know, mid-December, end of December, or beginning in January, so we can see exactly where he's at and we can, you know, stop this debate and this conversation, right? Because we're going to say the same thing over and over again. You're going to say the same thing. I'm going to say the same thing. And for me, the reason why I love this and believe that he should come back if he's healthy enough, he can protect himself, is because it's hard. B, you said that, I think this week or maybe last week, it's hard to get to the playoffs. You don't even know when you'll ever get back there. You don't know how circumstances can change with different guys on your team going down, or you got to pay this guy, so now we got to cut that guy, and it totally changes things. So if Aaron Rodgers and the Jets are in a position to still make the playoffs, you absolutely come back if you can protect yourself, because it's so hard to get there. That's why you do it.
Let me ask you something, B. If the Jets are eliminated from the playoffs, and let's just say it's 3 weeks left, do you think Rodgers should come back to just try to build some chemistry with his team and the receivers and everybody's out there?
It depends. It depends on how he feels, right? Because, like, is he really going to be 100%? Probably not, right? But if he's,
admit that,
let's
Brandon.
say, well, yeah, nobody. I would say this, right? Like, after preseason, no one's 100% in the NFL. Like, everybody's dealing with some type of nagging injury or some little nick or bruise. But this is a significant injury. So, if let's say they're in the playoffs, right? And he's at 70, 80%.
Let's go back to my initial question. If they're eliminated and there's 3 games left, do he come back and say, I'm going to build some chemistry? I kept telling everybody, I'm teasing that I'm going to come back. I actually can come back now. Should he come back?
70%? If you're at 80% and you're eliminated, yes. Because there's a lot of guys, and only he and those doctors know that. There's a lot of guys that are operating at an extremely high level, performing at an extremely high level at 80, 85%. Right? You played damn near your whole career on one leg, right? And you still was able to play 10 years at a high level.
Look at you, modern miracle.
So yes, absolutely. But if he's 70%, that's what I was saying. Like, it depends on where he's at physically, what percent, and then if they're in or out. Like, if he's 70% and you can get into the playoffs, you go do it. But don't go out there at 70% and you're out of the playoffs.
The reason I ask that is because even if he's 85 to 90 and it's 3 games left and you eliminate it, I don't see why would you come back?
Reps, chemistry. You know, you still got Garrett Wilson there, Breece Hall. You want them to feel good about what you're doing. You know, we talked about this with even Deshaun. Like,
I would trust that he'll build that on the offseason, OTAs, training camp, rather than going out there with 3 games left and then something else
fan base,
happen.
excitement.
Yeah, but I feel like it'll be even more excitement. I think risk-reward. You got to look at risk-reward.
Real quick.
Okay, go ahead.
And here's the biggest thing, though, too, bro. You got to think about it. Like, just for your ego. I'm telling y'all that I was going to do this. I'm the first dude to come back this quickly from Achilles. You don't think Aaron Rodgers is that type of guy? Just to come back
I think he's
for
that type of guy.
Just
you think
for that?
so? I think he's the guy that's like, yo,
I think he's
I'm
that
going to just chill out and I'm going to let y'all keep saying I'm going to come back. But no, I'm not
this
coming
is a
back.
big
Especially
deal.
if we eliminate it.
Bro,
like,
this
are
is
you serious?
B, this is a big deal for. This
You're
would be
looking
a
at all
part of
the
his.
pros
This would be
of
a part
this.
of the conversation around Aaron Rodgers and just sports and sports medicine for years to come. Aaron Rodgers was able to do this. Like he's defining.
But okay, Aaron Rodgers wants to be in the history books. I get it. Yay, Rodgers. Okay. In all seriousness, though, you just said like 10 minutes ago, not 10 minutes ago, like 30 seconds ago, he may not be 100%.
Yes.
Knowing that, and knowing how up and down the season for the Jets has been, and let's say by the grace of the football gods, they're getting to the playoffs. Do you even want, and let's be honest, it's very unlikely that even if they get into the playoffs, they do anything when they get there, okay? What you just said was that Aaron Rodgers will probably not even be 100% when he gets there. Are you taking that risk just so that Aaron Rodgers can be the pillar of modern medicine and a walking miracle, if you will, to ultimately walk away and be in Cancun with the rest of the people who are missing the deep playoff runs in the Super Bowl? What would be the point? Why would you risk an injury, a re-injury of an injury that's already not 100% for something that you're not even going to get?
Because this is the NFL and everybody's doing it. Nobody's 100%, right? You got to think about it. You have 40, 50, 60 car crashes every single game, right? And then some in practice. So everybody's dealing with something. That's first. And second, Ray Lewis did the same thing, like in different ways. Like, he was out for the year. Don't put me on IR, because that's when the IR rules was different back then. Don't put me on IR because there's a chance that I could potentially get back in the postseason. He comes back, and Ray Lewis is playing in New Orleans against the 49ers like this, one arm.
Did New Orleans
totally
win?
different.
No, it was Super Bowl. It was the Beyonce Super Bowl when everything crashed. It doesn't matter. It's football. It doesn't matter if they're winning or not. This is football. This is the risk.
One, they didn't win.
It doesn't matter.
Two, he's not a quarterback.
It doesn't matter if you win or lose. It's football. Football meaning that you are going to have to play through something. Meaning that if you are 70, the great ones find a way to still perform at a high level when they're at 80, 85%.
But Brandon, you're not talking about Aaron Rodgers, who has been the quarterback since the start of the season, and he's banged up and he's bruised up. And it's like, listen, this is the game. This is what we're gonna do. That. I completely agree with you with. That everyone's hurt towards the end of the season. Everyone's hurt in the playoffs. You figure out a way to overcome it. You've been playing all season. You gotta see it to the finish line. We're talking about a quarterback who went down 75 seconds into the start of the season, returning for what exactly? The Jets are not gonna win a Super Bowl. So
how do we know that?
You have him coming back.
How do we not? It's possible that you can make a run.
Yeah. How do we know that?
You have a quarterback.
You go back to 2005, Pittsburgh Steelers did it. You go to 2006, Larry Fitzgerald and the Arizona Cardinals made the Super Bowl. They were 7-5.
You're talking about non-quarterbacks here. Give me a quarterback example. You've never seen a quarterback go out with an Achilles injury 75 seconds into the start of the season, come back for maybe a playoff run, that hasn't had a single rep with this team all season with a crappy offensive line, and you already admitted the fact he's not going to be 100% if he shows up. You're going to put him out there 80%, 70%, 75% with a horrible offensive line and risk your entire next season for what? There's no Super Bowl. It's not going to happen.
But why do you keep saying
I agree with you. If they're in the playoffs, he should definitely play, right?
Oh, you both are nuts.
No, because how do they know they're going to get back to the playoffs next year?
Because you'll have a healthy Aaron Rodgers.
No, you don't know that. You don't know that.
You can have three offensive linemen that's out for the whole season.
Hold on
you can
a
have
second.
a defensive back that's out for the whole season.
You shouldn't even have the same offensive line.
Not only that, this is the reason he is the case study on this. Because he can start next year, and now it could be a clavicle. It could be his ACL. You don't know what's going to happen next year.
Is that you keep saying next year. Hopefully next year you have a better offensive line because it needs work. But outside of that, you guys you heard Brandon say he's not going to be 100%. Why do you risk? So you're going to risk an 80% quarterback because the Jets are in the playoffs. They're not going to win a Super Bowl.
Real quick,
They're not good enough to win a Super Bowl right now. I don't care if Jesus himself came down and
all
quarterbacked the
listen.
team. It's not going to happen.
Let's use Aaron Rodgers as the case study on why you play, right? Aaron Rodgers is up. He wants out of Green Bay. You never see quarterbacks like this hit the market. The Jets do everything to get him. They get him. He changes the whole story around him in 3 months. We've never seen anybody change the narrative around themselves this quickly. Everybody loves them. They are the story in football. First game of the season, opening night, Monday Night Football. You were there. You were in the suite with Mr. Ralph Lauren watching this game.
It was Tommy Hilfiger, first of all.
Tommy Hilfiger, same thing. Same thing. You're sitting there. You're hyped. Aaron Rodgers, what are they going to do? First play, second play, he's hurt. That can happen next year, Ashley. It can happen next year.
But I'm confused on your logic here because you trust Aaron Rodgers 80% maybe, 70% maybe, to come to a Jets team that has been up and down, inconsistent all season with a crappy offensive line.
Because of quarterback play.
Their offensive line is trash. Are we gonna ignore that part? Their offensive line is trash. But you don't trust a completely healthy Aaron Rodgers to start the Jets season next season to actually make a run. That to you is far-fetched. But him coming back midway, more towards the end of the season, 80% healthy, with a team that's been up and down all season, a crap offensive line, that is more feasible and believable that he can make that work, but not a full healthy season.
No, what you're not getting,
the logic to
because
me.
Every year isn't promised. It's only like 3 or 4 teams that's making the playoffs for sure every year, right? The Jets are in a tough division. You like B said, you don't know if it's like a shoulder surgery he gonna get next year. You don't know if 3 offensive linemen you don't know what's gonna happen next year.
The Jets
you gotta
are not
take advantage
making the
of
playoffs.
this year.
The Jets are not making the playoffs. And if by the grace of God they find their way in there, you bring Aaron Rodgers back, it would be absolutely pointless. They are going nowhere.
Way better than
I
Wilson.
need everybody
He's
to get
way
this
better
through.
than Zach Wilson.
I need everybody to get this through their head. If they make the playoffs, and that is a big if, that is like a 10%, 5% chance if, okay? They're not going anywhere. Let it go,
You have to look at football like this dynamic. Listen,
I hear what you're saying.
They're in every game right now. No matter who they play, they're in every game with Zach Wilson at quarterback. You plug in Aaron Rodgers, like they're scoring 12 points in some of these games. Aaron Rodgers is going to score touchdowns. That's what he does. That's going to put them over the hump. And in the playoffs, it's all about that game. It's not a whole season we got to worry about. You win 3 games you playing in the Super Bowl. He can get it done. Let's go, A-Rod.
I just can't. I can't do this.
He's coming back.
All right.
You're just missing the biggest thing.
I'm not missing the biggest thing. They're both crazy.
Injury rate in the NFL is 100%, and it's inevitable. Every guy gets injured, and you just don't know when it's going to be your time, your play. And so that's why you do that. If you have a chance to make it to the playoffs, get in, make a run, okay? You take that because you don't know when you'll be back. You don't know if next year it's going to be an ACL. You don't know if it's going to be Achilles again. You don't know if it's going to be a concussion. You don't know. Kirk Cousins goes down. Deshaun Watson goes down.
And you also don't know that if you bring Aaron Rodgers back, that he doesn't re-aggravate an injury that sets him back for next season.
That's football. That's the point. That's
all
football.
Right,
That's,
well,
you know what I'm saying? That's football.
Aaron, you and your 40-year-old Achilles go out there and you do what you got to do. Let the chips fall where they may, okay? We're going to go ahead and move on.
Jets, please get us to the playoffs.
We're going to move on to Cleveland here. And all right, Brian, I'm about to Draymond Green you because I'm not doing this. Are you for real? Is this a real conversation that I'm about to have right now?
What?
I am going to put Brian in a chokehold.
What happened?
I swear I'm going to put him in a chokehold.
What? What did he put in the show?
As we know, the Cleveland Browns are down a quarterback. And once again, Tom Brady is in the conversation, ladies and gentlemen, because he doesn't have anything better to do than to leave his $7 million yacht in Biscayne Bay, dating multiple supermodels and just living the life of luxury post-retirement, than to pack up his things and head over to Cleveland, Ohio to lead the Cleveland Browns to maybe a playoff run, maybe a championship, maybe their dreams. So here we go.
It makes sense.
Tom Brady. He's used to playing in cold weather, as we know, folks. He's a New England Patriot. He found sunshine and no tax in the state of Florida, won another Super Bowl and said, you know what? My job here is done. But you know what? Let me pack it up and move to Cleveland because the Browns, they need me. And I'm going to suit up. There he is, Tom Brady, photoshopped. Ugly, might I add. That's an ugly, ugly photo.
That looks good.
Okay, so should the Cleveland Browns make Tom Brady their #1 priority now that Deshaun Watson is out for the season? B-Flow, the floor is yours.
Nah, that's not gonna happen. Like, I don't think neither side would. I mean, Cleveland wouldn't even reach out to Tom right now. Cleveland trying to figure out what they got going on over there. That's why they're not even starting Walker this week. They're starting Thompson Robinson because Deshaun been getting banged up so much. They trying to see if, like, Thompson Robinson is going to be our guy because he had a lot of hype coming out of UCLA. They like the way he played in the Hall of Fame game. He didn't play that well versus the Ravens when he got a start this year, but obviously he must be impressing in practice, right, for Walker not to get the nod because Walker been solid when he stepped in, but for them to give Thompson Robinson the nod, I think.
Oh, that's what they did? I didn't know that.
Yeah, they're not going with the starter.
PJ?
No, they're not going with PJ. They said Thompson Robinson going to be the starter. We're going to put it in his hands, and they said they feel like his ceiling might be higher than Walker's.
Right.
So I think they're trying to figure out, if it ain't going to be Watson, we need to figure out if our guy's going to be on our roster. So that's the main reason why, Tom not coming to go to Cleveland anyway, but they wouldn't even want Tom right now. They're trying to figure out their long-term solution. So no to your question, Ash.
Listen, it'd be a beautiful thing if Tom Brady came back.
To Cleveland?
No, like any team that's in position. The Cleveland Browns are in position 6-3.
We got to let Tom
They're
go,
right
bro.
there.
Y'all let me know your
It could make sense. Like, you know what I mean?
I'm not doing this with you guys.
You know what I'm saying? Just imagine.
Not doing it.
Title? Come back, Ashley. Come back. You don't want to see Tom Brady with 8?
He low-key can win it over there.
He can win it.
He low-key can win it.
not
But
doing
Tom
this.
doing
I'm
it in
not
Cleveland.
doing this with you guys.
I think they're the top-ranked defense. And you got Coop over there. You
And
got
he
a
got
nice
O-line.
tight end.
He
You
has
got
the O-line.
O-line. You got a nice little run game. Kevin Sebastian. What? It could make sense.
If it was anywhere but Cleveland, he might. No, he won't.
Listen. It could make sense and it could work. He's still taking care of himself, eating avocado ice cream, but it will mess up his legacy. It will mess up his legacy. You just can't do it. You can't do it, but dang.
If he did, that'd be a story.
Yeah. Patrick Mahomes, who you catching me?
I don't
You think you're
wish-
gonna catch me, Patrick Mahomes?
I don't
Come
wish
back- come
injury
back,
on no
Ashley.
one, but I would love to see him play for San Fran. I promise you he'll come out of retirement.
He won't come back for any situation, any scenario.
He will come back and play for the 49. Get him on the show. I guarantee he'll say it with his mouth.
You think Tom Brady would come? Why would he come back? That's the thing. Like, look, from an ego
That's a
standpoint, it'll
childhood
be
dream.
fun.
Have you ever wanted to always want to play for the Steelers? Or what squad
No.
did you always want to play for, like as a kid?
I didn't. I just
You
wanted to
did?
make it to the NFL.
Mine was
Halfway through the
Cowboys.
career, I was hitting up Coach Tom and like, yo, I want to come work out. I want to play there, and he played me.
Tom is,
Coach Tom would play.
but Tom Brady expressed how much he just loved the 49ers. That he always showed us, look, 49ers fits as a kid and his helmet. Like, that's his childhood. That's the only thing he ain't accomplished in his book.
Yeah, but also a childhood dream is making it to the league. Also a childhood dream is winning 1 Super Bowl. He won 7, bro. He is the GOAT, bro. There's nothing else for him to do. You know what I'm saying? So we're on the same page there, and you're saying this is the only scenario where you can see Tom coming back. And I say, I don't think he would even blink at that. Like,
What?
He can't. He's on, like, you can't. Even if you want to, like, bro, think about what that would do. What are you chasing? I think that would be a major hit to his legacy coming
Never.
back.
He can't have no hit to his legacy. But I want to hear Ash take. Like, you think Tom Brady coming back?
I think Michael Jordan's coming back to the Chicago Bulls.
I can see MJ doing it.
Yeah, Michael Jordan's coming back. AI's going to suit up for the 76ers. Hell, Shaq's going to put on a jersey and go save the Los Angeles Lakers. Let's just bring everybody back.
Listen, he ain't going in the
Screw
booth yet for a
retirement.
reason. He ain't going
Reggie
in the booth yet for a
Miller,
reason.
come on back. Allen Houston, come on back.
Allen
Carmelo,
Houston.
come on down. Everybody. Listen, if you are currently retired, screw that. Screw the life of luxury. Screw the vacation. Screw not having to wake up and go to practice. Screw not having to get on this flight and that flight to this city and that city. Just come on back. Whatever team that you had the best time on, suit up. D. Wade, come on down to Miami. I'm talking to you. Brett Favre, go suit up in Green Bay.
Let me ask you this question.
Everybody, come on back.
Let's
Troy
play a
Aikman,
game.
come on down.
Let me ask you a question. Let's play this game. So Dallas Cowboys, if you could pick one legend to bring back, just play it. Come on, stay with me. If there's one person, going back to Roger Staubach, one person you can bring back, who would it be to play on this team right now?
None of them, because
just
they're
play the
50
game.
years
It's playing
old.
the game. I'm playing the game. Like I'm talking about like, if you could pick one person
They're
for the
50
season.
and 60 years old, Brandon.
If you could pick one player to come back and it's like they're in their prime to be on the team.
Give me Emmitt Smith.
Emmitt Smith.
For sure. Yeah, give me Emmitt Smith.
Who was your Dolphins, or you want to go to Kansas City Chiefs?
I ain't have a.
Or you can go
I pick
any
Deion. I
situation.
pick player. I want to see Prime again.
And where would you put him?
I liked him in Dallas, man. Like Prime with that star on his helmet, like that was special, bro. Like I'm mad that we only got a little microdose of it.
Right.
Like Prime in that helmet, yeah. Give me that.
Who would I pick? I might go MJ. Because that would end the debate.
What debate?
Put MJ back on the Bulls. Put MJ anywhere, like in the debate between
Talking about today.
Yeah.
Well,
MJ versus LeBron.
Luckily for you, he's coming back. So is Brady. So is everybody. So you'll have your wish. We'll see what that looks like after the All-Star break. He'll be there. Speaking of basketball and GOATs and kings and things like that, the Los Angeles Lakers lost to the Kings last night. They snapped a 3-game winning streak with this loss, and it was great news for LeBron, who still looks prime and able to play. Triple-double from him, 28, 10, and 12, so the King is still doing King things. But bad news, his partner in crime, Anthony Davis, once again went MIA. 3 of 9 and only 9 points in 35 minutes. Now, LeBron was asked about AD, and he had this to say.
He didn't make any excuses, but he did say, first time he's had a back-to-back since hurting his hip and whatnot. What did you see from him out there tonight? Do you feel like he was fighting through a few things?
Whatever AD said. I don't want to make an exception, an assumption on what he may have been feeling. So whatever he may have been feeling, I think he probably said it.
Well, listen,
I feel bad for LeBron.
We had this conversation on this very show, and some Lakers people came at me and called me a Lakers hater, but I spoke about this very thing when it came to Anthony Davis after the Los Angeles Lakers broke their losing streak against the Los Angeles Clippers. Take a listen to this. Not even AD's availability, it's availability and productivity. Even if he's available, there are times where he'll give us a 40-plus night, and then he gives us 6 points the next day, and then he'll give us 12, and then he'll give us 40 again. Availability is part of it. It's productivity and consistency in what he's delivering. There were a lot of key moments in that game where he went missing, and that can't happen because LeBron's not always going to give you the stat line he gave you last night. So you have to play him smart, and in order to do that, you need everybody else to be consistent, productive. I know that in the box score will show you, a lot of points were scored. Defense matters. You can't score without defending because all you're going to be in that case is a shootout. You have to get stops in order to bridge the gap. The Lakers were not playing great in the first half. They were losing. Defense kept them in this game so that their offense can go clicking. Hold on.
Go ahead. My bad.
Defense travels,
Go ahead.
and defense is always your go-to when your offense isn't clicking. That's the whole saying behind defense creates offense. With that said, you can't expect LeBron James to perform at that level regardless of how you manage his minutes. He's going to go cold. He's going to be tired. And I disagree with you that you don't need consistency from Hachimura. You don't need consistency from Austin Reeves. You 100% do because your big three is inconsistent.
No, but they could have clipped that last part where I was like, they were trying to get in,
And this
damn.
essentially is the inconsistency that I'm referring to. If it's not his availability, it's his consistency, because the game prior to that, AD gave us 30 and 13. This is the issue. You cannot go missing depending on the game. Now, everyone has a bad game. Everybody has a game where they're not going to go ahead and give you 30, 13, and 10. Totally understand that. But the issue is AD doesn't seem to have his standard. What can I rely on you to give me night in and night out, regardless of whether you're at your best or you're at your worst? Is that 20 points? Is that 15 points? Is that 30 points? Whatever that number is, you need to be able to consistently deliver it. The fact that LeBron James at almost 39 years old has to go ahead and put up 28, 10, and 12 to even make it a game and then ultimately still lose that game is asinine. And that is going to be an issue moving forward because you have Austin Reeves, you have Hachimura, you have those guys, but like I said, your big three is inconsistent. And I kind of remove LeBron from this conversation because, again, he's 39 years old. D'Angelo Russell and Anthony Davis cannot be inconsistent because that is not the version of LeBron James you are always going to get, and rightfully so. He shouldn't have to be that at this point. AD is the X factor and always has been the X factor of this Lakers team, and his inconsistency is always going to be detrimental to this team.
Right.
Always.
I think the Lakers know what they got in AD, right? Like, he's been so inconsistent. I think they just know he's going to be inconsistent. And when he turns on, he's just going to turn on. I don't think the Lakers is one of those teams that's worried about seeding. I think they're banking on more in the playoffs. AD, I just need you to be there 4 games out of the series, right? And those are going to be the 4 games we win. Because if you give us AD 4 games out of the 7 games, Brian, just turn on as much as you can, and we go win that series, no matter who we play.
That's such a dangerous game to play, though, that flip the switch game, because your habits are formed in the regular season.
But that's also why I mentioned after the first game of the season, like, do you trade AD? Right. Even though he's a star, but like superstar, star, whatever you want to call him, when you can get some value for him, because like you said, I feel bad for Brian. Like, looking at Brian's face right now, he's supposed to be that superstar to go along with LeBron, where it's like, if this superstar turns on, like, it's nobody that should be able to stop these two, and LeBron is not getting that out of him. Like, he needs that. LeBron is not the 10-year-ago LeBron where he's going to go for 40 every game in the playoffs, right? So he needs AD to be consistent, but that's not who he is. And I think it's frustrating to LeBron that he's not that guy that LeBron feels like he can be and turn into. And I don't know. I think, would you trade him at before the deadline?
But you said the Lakers know what they have in AD. That's concerning because AD has always been this version of Anthony Davis. Great when he's great, inconsistent, but great when he's great, and a non-factor when he's a non-factor, and they still signed him to an extension.
Like I said, they just banking on him to come alive in the playoffs like he did in the infamous bubble that you don't like to, give them credit for.
The bubble was 4 years ago. Like, 4 years ago, I had blonde hair. Like, 4 years ago doesn't matter. Who are you today? And even when they were in the bubble, up until point before the season shut down because of COVID, he's always been this inconsistent type of player where it's like he's very, very good when he's very, very good, and then he's a non-factor when he's not. So for me, if this is what you knew you were getting with Anthony Davis, that's one thing. Signing him to an extension, rewarding inconsistency, to me, is like, I never understood why organizations think that contracts and money are going to change a player. They're not. You just heighten, you just make it more costly for you.
But what do we know about the NBA as opposed to the NFL? NBA always draft off potential and pay off potential. NFL, like, you got to overly prove that you can earn your money. Like, you got to go hell and high water to get your contract. In the NBA, it's all about potential. It's like, what can you possibly do for us, or what would we see in you? That's what the NBA does.
I mean, it's time. AD's been in the league for 12 years, and this is exactly what it is. No disrespect to AD. I mean, even Lil Wayne was asked this question on Undisputed last week, like, how do you fix the Lakers? And he was just like, you got to trade AD, right? And if I'm LeBron, I'm frustrated, and I'm also sitting down saying it's time to move on. Like, I guess the question I may have is, like, what does LeBron, what does he want now? What is this year, 20 or 21? 21?
Yes.
Same thing.
Yeah.
It doesn't even matter. Like, does he still want to win a championship? Is he just okay just in the Lakers uniform in LA? They're doing some amazing things in business. His kids are there, so just the lifestyle. Is that what he's just settled into, or does he still want to win? If he still wants to win, this ain't it. And it's time to just move on. It's either LeBron should be looking for a new spot, or you gotta ship AD out. And maybe that's what AD need as well, is just a change of scenery, because this is not working. When you think about a LeBron James team, you're thinking that this team is going to work their ass off. They're going to play smart basketball. Everybody I talk to offline, like, whether it's J.R. Smith or Dwayne Wade, there's been a couple other guys, like we talked to even Gilbert Arenas. It's like, what makes LeBron? Like, what's so special about him? It's like, yo, this dude, his IQ is probably one of the best the game has ever seen. Like, he's so smart. But then when you watch them play, they don't play smart. Last night, they didn't play great ball. They didn't give great effort. Like you saw when you walked in, I'm watching Robert Horry and James Worthy, because they follow this team through and through. Like, this is local broadcast. So I'm listening to what they're saying about this team, and it's just like, there's nothing good about this team. So what is LeBron James still doing in this jersey? What are they doing?
Well, I don't think LeBron, he can't go to another team now, right?
Why not?
I just feel like he don't want to go into another locker room. He don't want to have to move somewhere else. Like, what other team can he possibly go to and be happy?
And you know what? And that's fine. Like, bro, like,
and he's doing his part.
Salute to him for
I'm
LeBron.
here. I'm doing what I'm supposed to do.
Four rings. He's in the debate as if he's the best basketball player ever. He's done some amazing things on the court, off the court. Like, that's fine if he's like, you know what, I'm just chilling in LA and, this is the phase, the family's there, you got Bronny at USC, cool. Savannah settled in, cool. But if you really want to win a championship, I don't know the next jersey he needs to put on, but it ain't this one.
After game one, where AD didn't show up, and we were just talking about, they played Denver, I think, and Denver was getting their rings, and AD didn't show up. LeBron showed up. I said after game one, like, yo, Bron can't go through a whole nother season with AD up and down. Like, you can't do that. Not in the West. The West, everybody is, like, consistent. Like, Sacramento is going to be consistently good this year, right? That's not the Lakers. The Lakers are a streaky team, and they got to hope to get something out of AD. I think you can get two solid pieces if you trade AD
so you're saying
and
trade
a draft pick. You have to.
Yeah, because this is not fair. Like, come on,
for him?
This is not fair. This is not fair to LeBron, man. Like, think about it. This is, like, bro, he's messing up.
LeBron
amazing. I know, but I'm talking about now.
He thought it was
to be in year
AD.
2021, still playing at this level, still any given night you can dominate, and you're sitting at the 8th seed. Do we really want to see this? It's almost like Kobe's, last couple years. It's like, well, Kobe was on a decline, right? But like LeBron can still go out there and he's showing what he can still do. And you know how that feels walking into a stadium or an arena knowing that you're not going to win a game or you have no chance? Like, man, that's so deflating. I don't know how LeBron doing it, for real.
You said something, though, Ash, like, who's going to trade for AD right now? It's tough, because you won't get what you want for him.
We shall see. Listen, the Lakers season, obviously, just like everybody else in the NBA, the season has just begun. What will become of the Los Angeles Lakers and the tandem that is LeBron James and Anthony Davis, only time will tell. But we will go ahead and keep an eye on that. We're going to switch gears right now and talk a little football. And Tua, he's got a new look. He's feeling himself. He's having an MVP season. The Dolphins are rocking and rolling. They look good. And when you look good, you play good. And when you play good,
you get paid good.
That's right. Well, listen, Tua has a new look, and it's Six God-esque, if you will. Take a look at this.
Oh, no.
Oh, cornrow Tua. Okay.
He tried it. I don't like it. I mean, I like the effort. Oh, look, he dancing. Oh,
He feels himself. He got a new sleeve. When I say sleeve, I mean tattoo sleeve. He got cornrows.
He better be careful. He better be careful.
The only thing, Tua, you don't have enough baby hairs outside of the braids. It's a little close to the scalp. It's a little bit too far back. You gotta leave a couple hairs out in the front. But other than that, I mean, hey, look, if he likes it, I love it. What do you guys make of the? Look at that. See, you see how Drake has a couple baby hairs out in the front? It's a little bit closer. That's what you gotta do. Yours are a little full back. You know what I mean? It's a little Shamar Moore.
Listen, for me, if I'm Russell Wilson, I'm sitting here like, keep going Tua, because Russell got the title right now of Mr. Corny, right? Bruh, like, this ain't it. Look, this ain't
He
it.
didn't ask for the comparison, though.
No, what I'm saying is if he keep trying to do the tattoos and now he's doing the hair,
He's Hawaiian. He got
but that
He's
ain't it.
Samoan.
Samoan, I'm sorry.
That ain't it.
That's even more. Like,
That
they
ain't-
get tattoos.
Yeah,
And
but
it's a tribal
what is he
one.
doing
Yeah.
though? I like that effort. I like, you're trying things, self-expression, all of that, but like, he gotta
Yeah,
quickly.
he blushing right there.
He gotta quickly.
He liked the comparison right there on that picture. He blushing, dancing.
You don't like it? Have you ever had cornrows?
Yeah.
How'd you look at cornrows?
In high school, there was a couple of looks that was okay, but that wasn't me. I was more of a plait guy. Plait was my look.
What about you? Ever had cornrows?
Yeah, high school.
How'd you like them? How'd they
It was
look
cool.
on you?
It was a thing to do.
But
I
how'd
pulled it
you
off.
look?
I pulled it off.
Okay.
I used
pulled it
to
off.
be a sucker for a dude in cornrows. AI. But listen, I love Tua. Like, listen, if he, like I said, if he likes it, I love it. I think for a long time we kind of seen a little bit more of a quiet version of Tua, a little bit more of a sheltered, enclosed version of him. I think that, he's coming into his own as a
He
quarterback.
happy.
I think that he's coming into his own as an athlete, as a man. He's a lot more outspoken. He's a lot more willing, to speak to the media and not hold any punches. He's a lot more confident in being a leader. And I think that we're seeing him kind of grow up in front of our eyes. So I don't mind it, too. If Drake can do it, you can do it. Don't let Brandon deter you. He's just mad he can't pull it off.
No, that's a wrap. Don't do it. You're gonna be Mr. Corny soon.
Why is he
Stop.
corny?
Bro,
Because he got
why is the braids
cornrows.
corny? It's a hairstyle.
Yeah.
You gonna take him serious with that?
First
B?
of all, he wears a helmet, so you won't
He
even
ain't got
see
no
him in
helmet
the
on right
game.
now.
No,
No,
it's a hairstyle.
B, come on.
It's a hairstyle. I can't. It's
Now,
a
if Russell
hairstyle.
Wilson had it, it would be like, bruh.
That's what it's
But
the same
Tua's
thing for him.
Tua's different.
Tua ain't no different.
I don't know.
it
So
ain't.
So what
I saw-
hairstyle should Tua rock?
You want a low boy?
He can go low boy. No, don't go there.
That's exactly what it looked like.
Yeah, I think he just needs to keep it simple. He
The
just needs to
Shamar
keep
Moore
it simple.
cornrow rig was one of the worst
When
things
you-
I've ever seen in my life.
When you do things like this, like the cornrows, and you like even Tom Brady, every year he had a different hairstyle. Hell, sometimes 2 different hairstyles in a season. But Tom Brady is like a tastemaker. Tom Brady is fashionable, right? Like guys that, you set trends. You got the it in that space. Then you can do different things with your hair. Tua ain't like that. You mean are we ever going to have Tua on our top 5, top 10 best dressed in football, or even on the Dolphins? No. So just stay
He
simple.
might tap into his fly
He might-
side.
yeah,
bro.
what is
There
that?
ain't no
He
fly
might
side.
meet a little chick and he tapping into
married.
his fly. Oh, well.
He ain't no fly side. And then also, here's what we also got to understand too, is like, and I'm not body shaming, this ain't it, but like you have to create around your figure and your look, right? Like some stuff don't look great on everybody. Like suits, for example, suits are amazing on really big guys or really lean guys, but you're in between. Don't go try to be a suit guy. Like, you feel me? Because it just
I don't feel you,
It's
bro.
how it's
I'm
how it's.
I watched Kyler Murray walk into the tunnel, his first game back with the Cardinals, in bedazzled Louis Vuitton pants that were dragging on the floor that made him look 5'4". So I don't want to talk. Don't talk to me.
So you don't think you don't think that looked good on him?
He looked shorter than what he already is. He looked ridiculous.
Well, I didn't see the outfit, but
It was
Kyler
ridiculous.
Murray be putting it on though. Kyler
It was
Murray,
ridiculous.
Kyler Murray got it. Even Kyler Murray can do this
Tua go
hairstyle.
tap in, bro.
I don't
Tua
wanna
go
see
tap
Kyler
in
Murray in
hard.
cornrows.
Why you doing this, bro? You know
I don't want to see
something.
I don't want to see Kyler Murray in cornrows.
I'd rather see Coach McDaniel in cornrows than Tua. He can do it.
You know what? I'm calling cap on you because if that was your boy Russell Wilson, he'd be like the most winningest
No, I wouldn't.
quarterback.
Braided
He's
his hair
swaggy.
back,
Look,
his
Sierra
tie.
upgraded
Oh.
him. Look at Russell Wilson. He's in his bag. He's in his bag. Cornrow. Like, I'm
100%.
not buying it.
No, I would have told him. I'll tell the truth. I'd have been like, nah, bruh. We be having those conversations. I'd be like, nah, bruh, that ain't it. Take that off. Change this up. Boom, boom, boom. Right? But you gotta have somebody in your corner like that. Like, yo, y'all ladies do it all the time. What it look like?
I
You
don't
like
ask
this?
nobody. I don't ask a man how I look. It's just shoot. I know how I look. Anyway, moving on.
So if you,
don't worry about my fit.
So when you get wifed up, right, or you wife somebody up, and yeah, because it could be either way.
What the hell?
I wanted to be politically correct there.
Yeah.
I wanted to be politically
You did it
correct
right.
there, right?
You did it
Boom.
right.
So boom, you in a relationship. Y'all live together now. You about to go out. You ain't gonna go to your man and be like, hey babe, what do you think? This shoe or that shoe?
No.
What?
Because I have
she'll do that.
My style is
Nah.
fly. What do I need his opinion for?
Yeah, but you never. What?
Why
you
would
want to ask your man like?
You mean like if I was in between two things, or
Yes,
like to
that's
have
what
him
I'm saying.
dress me?
Yeah.
What are you referring?
No, like, hey, which one do you like better?
Oh yeah. But I thought you meant like have him dress me.
No, you don't need that.
I was like, I don't need that. But yeah. If I'm in between like two fits and I'm like, I don't know which one. Yeah, I'll do that. Yeah, for sure. I would do that. Well, listen. From one quarterback in cornrows to a quarterback I never want to see in cornrows, Josh Allen. Listen, the Bills are in free fall in the AFC, and Josh Allen is taking much of the criticism, which I feel like is fair, because he can't stop turning the ball over, and the stats show that. But Von Miller came to his guy's defense, and he had this to say about the franchise quarterback.
teammate.
Listen to this.
Oh, Josh. I wouldn't trade Josh for anybody else in the league. Past or future or whatever, any of the greats that ever played the game, I wouldn't trade Josh for any of those guys. Like, his ceiling is something that I've never, when he sits back there all tall and stuff and he has this guy and he's throwing the ball and the trajectory on the ball, and whether it's Diggs or Gabe Davis or Dalton Kincaid catching it, like, there is no better feeling than that. And
All right, well, listen,
I like
Von
it.
Miller being a good teammate coming to his guy's defense. And Beeflo, I'll start with you because it's fair to say that a good bunch of the blame of the woes of the offense of the Bills can be put on Josh Allen. So no, I don't think anybody was really discussing trading him. I feel like that's a little dramatic, a little premature, but do you think that Von Miller just being a good teammate and lying to the media for his guy, or are there real conversations happening in that locker room that, look, Josh, you gotta stop turning the ball over?
He definitely got to stop turning the ball over, but it's nobody that they would trust other than their guy. Like, they seen him take over games. Like, they seen him score in 17 seconds. They seen him play in tough conditions and pull out a win. They're only one game away from being in a wild card, right? Like, right now, the wild card teams are the Texans and the Browns. You can see them taking L's at the latter part of the season. Like, they're no for sures. So
That's Brandon's favorite look right there on the screen. See that?
Look at that little.
so the Bills.
I've never seen Tom Brady look like that. I've never seen Russell Wilson look like that.
Russell Wilson.
The Bills not here. He gonna throw Russ in. But the Bills not panicking, and I don't think they should panic because they have a superstar quarterback, right? He's just a gunslinger. You know, the good will come with the bad. So if he can just cut his turnovers down, they got a brutal schedule, but I promise you, they can easily get in a wild card position. And when the Bills are in the playoffs, I don't care who you are in the AFC, you don't want to play the Bills in the playoffs.
So I love I agree with you that they can go on the run. And later on, you know, I'll talk through like the 4 or 5 teams that will go on the run. Okay? They could do that. All right? But they do have a brutal schedule coming up.
Yeah.
But they have everything they need to be a really good team. That's why we're talking about them, right? Because coming into the last 3 seasons, like, oh, the Bills are contenders. Oh, the Bills are contenders, right? And so it's unfortunate that we're having this conversation. It's unfortunate for them. I love what Von Miller did. That's a really good teammate, right? You need to be able in these moments to have your guys back. What I disagree with Vaughn on as far as like, you know, sitting in year 6 and it's like, well, his ceiling is here. Okay, well, in year 6, bro, that's when you're supposed to be, you're really supposed, as a quarterback, year 4, 5 is when you start tapping into your prime, right? And so from a physical standpoint, we've seen that from a prime, but like mentally, he's not there yet, right? But what I pulled up was Tom Brady. Tom Brady played, 22 years or whatever it was? And so Josh Allen sitting in year 6. Tom Brady's first five years, he 0 interceptions his first year, he didn't play. 12, 14, 12, 14, 14, 12, then 8 in 2007. 2007, he went on a nice little run, started protecting the ball, but there's still, over the next 10 years, there's still some years where it's 13, 12, 11, 11, 12, 12. So he still has time, but like it got to happen right now. We can't wait a couple more years for you to hit your ceiling, especially not mentally, right? Because those turnovers are what, man? They're game killers.
Yeah, they're game killers.
So I like what Von Miller did there, but it's time for Josh Allen to really tap into the next level of his game. And if you throw that picture back up of his face, please. No, and I say this like y'all think I'm not like, you know, look, body language is everything. We talk about sports psychology. You're done. You're defeated.
Not defeated.
You're defeated,
He
bro.
don't got defeated in his DNA. He don't
B,
know better.
He looks
just don't
have
know
you
better.
ever
he looks bewildered.
B, have you ever sat there, and I'll be honest, I was never your teammate, I just played against you, and be honest with me, have you ever sat there and looked like this?
No, but that's not me. We two totally different people.
Why?
Eli can look just like this and go win a Super Bowl.
And he has.
No,
Eli give you that same look and go win a Super Bowl.
Time out.
Eli
Here's the
has some
difference.
of the dumbest faces that you'd ever see.
I
that's
agree.
just him.
But
He just have a weird look.
But here's the difference between him and Eli. Eli look like that at dinner. Eli look like that when he having sex, probably.
Oh my
Eli look like that. What?
I think that's him. Like, you know,
that's not
Josh
him.
Allen always look
No,
lost,
he
bro.
don't. No,
Yes, he
Josh
do.
Josh Allen got swagger, man. You see him post-game, pre-game,
I can't
practice.
get-
Out. They got all the hand signals, handshakes. He has swagger. But then when it hits the fan, do you still have that moxie? Do you still have that swagger? Give me the one shot. This is Tom Brady and Drew Brees, bro, and Peyton Manning, okay? When they're in those moments, they pissed off. They throwing
They got
tablets.
different personalities, man.
But basically what I'm saying, B, is this, is like, what I'm saying is the game is 80% mental. And so like you gotta tap into something different to be able to overcome those picks, to overcome when the world's on you. And so that right there tells me that you could potentially go left and get crushed, right? When you're in these situations, it gets real tough and you gotta fight for your confidence. You gotta speak life over yourself. You gotta have Von Miller's in your real speaking life over yourself.
But you're talking about his facial expressions. Could it just be that that's his expression in the moment and not a direct reflection of his mentality? Because like we've seen Russell Wilson have some wild, defeated facial expressions on the bench.
Show me.
What do you mean show you?
Show me.
We can Andrew pull some of them
I would
up.
say this
Does that
over the
mean that
last.
he's mentally soft? No.
I would say this. There was one moment over the last 11 years that he's been in the league, and it may have been. There was one moment where I was like, oh, it's getting to him. There was one moment. But see, this is what I mean by that. Because when you talk about Russell Wilson, my last cup of tea, we're in Seattle. I'm done. I know I'm done, okay? We go play Minnesota. We fly back. It's 1 o'clock in the morning. I'm sitting next to Russ. I say, Russ, you want to get a head start on next week? Meaning, like, let's go hit the hot tub, cold tub, let's contrast, let's start the recovery process. He said, yeah, let's go do it. We walk into the facility. Nobody is there. We're the only ones there, not even a janitor, right? How you get in because you got the little digital push board thing, whatever. So we're sitting in the hot tub, cold tub. We talking about everything. We talking about life. Sitting there, feet kicked up. I'm like, damn, bro. Like, my ankle, bro. Like, I think I'm done, bro. Like, this hurt. Self-talk. Don't say that. Da-da-da. Right now. I'm like, there ain't nobody here. Don't matter. Like, what you speak, how you look, body language, that's critical. So I'm saying all that because, like, if you really understand, like, the best of the best, bro, like, you can't look like that. You can't.
I disagree. I just think that's his look.
You never look like that. You said it.
But I'm a totally different person.
Because you're a warrior, you're a champion, you're a competitor.
I just think some people, their personalities, how they, look at that. Like,
that ain't no, they was probably winning. That ain't even a look. Sorry to cut you off, B, but okay, we gonna get back to that.
With Josh Allen, I just think he always have that look. I just think he's one of those guys that don't know better. I don't care if he down 40 or he up 40. Like, he'll still have a lost, weird look when he comes to the sideline. He'll go out there. I look at Josh Allen, I look at Big Ben, Eli, all of them just gonna have that look towards them.
Big Ben did have some dumb
Big Ben has a weird
looks.
He always have a weird lost look to him.
Look at Eli.
But Eli don't even matter. That's how he look when he had. I said sex, orgasm. Oh, I told y'all that's how he look when he had sex too. Like
it's just some people that have that look, and Josh Allen one of them. Do you think Buffalo gonna miss the playoffs this year?
Bruh.
With Josh Allen at quarterback, knowing who he is.
Jets.
Win.
Listen, it's a challenge because of defense. It's a challenge because defense. They should win, but it's a challenge because that defense they got to go against. Eagles, Chiefs, Cowboys, Chargers, Patriots, Dolphins.
Josh Allen. That's all you got to say is Josh Allen. when Josh Allen is under center, it's only a few quarterbacks in the league where you feel like, I don't care who we play, I got a chance. He one of them.
Okay. Yeah. I agree with you there. Listen, I would like to go back to that Russ picture.
That Eli picture's hilarious.
We go to that Russ picture. They were winning that game.
How do you
You
know?
know for sure they was winning that
He
game.
don't know. He don't know.
That game.
That game right there, they was winning for sure. You can tell.
He don't look lost to you. He's like,
First off, let me tell y'all. First off, this was in Seattle, and he looks young right here. So that's probably
How you know
what
it's
year?
Seattle behind
would you
his
say?
orange?
Would you say it's like year 7, year 8, because he got the jersey on?
oh, I thought you
Seattle.
meant like the game was
Yeah.
in Seattle. No, yeah, he played for the Seahawks at this time.
Right.
Yeah.
So the first 10 years, the most winningest quarterback in 10 years. He never looked like that in the first 10 years ever. That's probably just him at like, what's happening in the stands? Oh, what is that person doing?
Same
That's what-
thing with Josh Allen.
No,
That's all I'm saying.
no, bruh.
Bro, can you say at one point during the game you can see Josh Allen just fold? Like you don't see that about his game.
That's folded to me. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm trying to say. That's
that's just
folded to me, bro. Like, if I'm Stephon Diggs, and I walk, we're on the sideline now after a 8-play drive, and he throws a pick or we don't convert or whatever, and he's sitting there looking like that, like man, I used to do that to Ryan Fitzpatrick. Like in those moments and things was like going crazy, I would go to myself, close your eyes, come on. And we would do this whole little routine. Like, no, fix your energy right now. That's a loser energy to me, bro. The same thing Zach Wilson showed like this. He looked like that. That's loser energy.
I don't think that exists in Josh Allen.
All right, well.
We're going to see.
We shall see, but we're going to move on to another quarterback dilemma, and that's the one going on in Chi-Town, one of Brandon's former homes, and he's back. Justin Fields returns to the Bears after missing 4 games with a hand injury. Now, it's not going to be easy as he faces the NFC North leading Detroit Lions, who are absolutely playing just phenomenal football. But listen to Justin Fields' teammate, Kyler Gordon, on what he actually expects from Fields this weekend.
Comes back, you're going to boost the team up, and it's just going to take us further and further. You know, he's another great player, another great addition, and I mean, you guys going to see when he comes back. He's going to take off and do what Justin does, and like I said, we're getting close to firing on all cylinders and stuff, and once it picks up all the way, it's just going to be good.
Do you guys get the sense that this win could be the start of something?
100%. 100%. That's exactly what we're saying right after. Let's just keep it rolling. Just keep it rolling on the next week.
First and foremost, can I just say people who can rock like white sunglasses are different species because I have those Pradas, but mine are green. And white sunglasses for me, I just could never like get into it.
He was
like,
fly. I like that.
It was something like,
Yeah.
I just could never get into white sunglasses. So shout out to Kyler Gordon.
Look like you're in a rap group. Fly.
Raindrop. Drop top. Listen, the Bears are healthy for the first time, I feel like really all season. What should we expect from Justin Fields? 4 games he's missed. It's been a lot of disarray between him and the organization, just the organization in general. Brandon, we've spoken about this. You know how I feel about the Bears organization. I feel like one of the worst in the NFL. You can obviously speak to it more than I can. What are we making of this situation? There's a lot of eyes on Justin Fields, this organization, and the future of this relationship for the remainder of this season.
I wouldn't be surprised if he balls out, pick up where he left off, or if he looks rusty, right? Because he's been out for a couple of weeks. September 24th, he goes out there, 50% completion percentage, 99 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 interception. After that, he goes to his presser, calls out the organization. Well, that's what we said he did, okay? So now it's the coach's fault. It's the coach's fault. They're doing too much. What happened after that? They changed some things up. He did it his way. Next game, 80% completion percentage, 335 yards, 4 touchdowns, 1 interception, 132 quarterback QBR rating. And then he goes to the Commanders, and he goes 282, 4 touchdowns, 0 interception, 125 QBR. And then October 15th, 58 yards, but knocked out of the game. I expect him to pick up right where he left off, but that might take 2 games to get back. So that's what I expect Justin Fields to do. Like, I believe in this kid.
Justin Fields will play for his career with the Chicago Bears. Because if he come out And you know, the Vikings rolling right now, right? So, yeah, he can come out rusty, and we got to give him some grace for that. But then after that, they had the Lions and the Browns, 2 more tough teams. If he don't come out and look like the Justin Fields that he looked like when he came off an injury, they can seriously be thinking about bringing in Caleb Williams, right?
I agree.
With a fresh
Would
start.
Caleb Williams want to go to Chicago? He doesn't want to go to Arizona.
Caleb don't have that luxury to talk about where he's going.
He kind of does. He
You
could
think so?
refuse to go into the draft.
Eli did.
Eli was a Manning, though.
Or he can just.
Eli was a Manning. Like,
or he can just refuse to go into the draft. I mean, if you listen to what his dad said in the GQ article, he said, you know, depending on who has the first pick will determine whether or not Caleb stays at USC or not.
But then the next year is going to be the same situation. You're going to be the teams that's picking 1 overall as a terrible team.
No, I don't think it's about. I think they're not oblivious to the fact that the record-wise they're not going to be good. But I think he's looking for all the makings of, you know, just the quarterback being able to really uplift and change the organization. Is it a well-run organization? Does it have a good repertoire with the players that are currently there? Does it have a good history with players that were previously there? I think he's looking at all of those things.
For sure.
And I don't know if Chicago would fit that criteria, if Arizona doesn't fit that criteria. I feel like one's a hot weather state, one's a cold weather state, but I feel like if we're looking just from an organizational standpoint, there's not much difference between the two.
I just don't think Caleb Williams had that luxury. Like, USC not playing in the college playoffs this year. They're not going to be playing like, okay, you make that statement before the season because you think you're going to go on this tremendous run in college football. But right now, I think he'll be ecstatic to go number 1 overall, right? And just going back to Justin Fields, I think this is the break he needed, right? He was going through a lot before he got hurt. I think, you know, when you sit out, you're like, man, I missed the game. I can't wait to get out there, my boys, my guys. You can see how the guys in the locker room.
Nowhere to hide when you got to suit up on Sunday, boy.
Yeah, and the guys in the locker room like, yo, my boy back.
Right.
I think he's going to have a nice turnout, but he needs this, right?
Looking towards the future then, if the Bears do move on from Justin Fields, where do you see him going?
I mean, I'm not even like thinking about that. Like,
It's a real possibility.
It's very probable.
It is real.
Very probable.
It is real. I mean, I like him with Bill Belichick in New England.
Oh,
they need a
please don't go
quarterback.
there. No. I don't want to see him in New England.
Listen, Bill Belichick made a mistake when they drafted Mac Jones, and then they brought in Matt Patricia and Aaron Judge as offensive coordinators. Huge mistake. But then what he did is went and got Bill O'Brien now. Bill O'Brien, you know that. You prepared against Bill O'Brien. Do you think he's a sophisticated play caller?
Nah.
You don't like Bill O'Brien?
Nah. I think it's regular.
Okay. Well, listen. Listen. You the one that you prepared against him. I'll take that. Then I like Bill
there anyway next year. But that's a whole nother conversation.
So do you like Justin Fields and Josh McDaniels together? I like that.
I kind of do like that.
I know that might be questionable, but I like him as an OC. That's basically what I'm saying. Not a head coach.
I kind of do. And Josh McDaniels love us like a mobile quarterback.
What about Justin Fields in Tampa?
Baker, okay. I would see him more of an Atlanta type guy.
They have their guy in Atlanta.
No, they benched him.
Oh, that's right.
I can see. The only concern I have for him in New England, right?
The other guy got hurt.
My concern about Justin Fields in New England is Bill Belichick not surrounding him with weapons, right? Bill Belichick isn't.
He tried. He just spent. Remember, he's trying. He went and spent all that money. Got the 2 tight ends.
He got Hunter Henry. Yeah.
So I think he's trying.
What about Justin Fields in New Jersey with the Giants?
I love that. But the Giants he said, boo, I love him in New York.
You said boo to Justin Fields?
I love him in New York.
That ain't bad.
But they got to go get a receiver, man. They got to go get 2 receivers.
You want to?
Or the Raiders.
I like him with Dayball.
One of our producers.
Remember, that's why Josh Allen is struggling right now, because there's no Dayball there no more. They just go fire their guy. Yeah. So him and Justin Fields together.
You still got to get him help though.
So 2 of our producers are Giants fans, so I always give them a hard time. So I just mentioned Justin Fields and he booed. You want to stay with Daniel Jones? Is that how that works? So. Oh my God. Okay, Caleb Williams is not going to the Giants. I think Justin Fields in New Jersey would be dope.
Nah, that would be dope. I'll say there or the Raiders.
The Raiders?
Yeah.
Vegas is cool. Depends on what they do at head coach.
What about the Vikings if they don't stick with Josh Dobbs?
You got to stick with Kirk Cousins. Josh Dobbs is your guy.
Okay.
I forgot Kirk will be on the market next year. So
What about the Saints? We got someone in the chat saying, what about the Saints?
So here's the thing, though.
Yeah.
Before we even get there, those numbers that I just spit out was real.
Yeah.
You know, like the dude was playing next level. And so when he went down, I was like, this is one of the worst things that could have happened for him, because if he maintained that, he puts the Bears in a conundrum.
He doing everything C.D. Lamb did. When C.D. Lamb wasn't performing and he said why he wasn't performing, he started taking off. Justin Fields did the same thing, but he just got hurt. So hopefully he can pick off.
But
before we move on to Marsh Madness, Brandon, one question from you from the chat. What about Justin Fields with the Commanders?
I mean, like, I'm over that. That's what I was trying to say. Like,
That's not a bad.
Sam Howell is leading the league in passing right now. Yeah. He's throwing. He got more yards than Patrick Mahomes. Huh?
Sam Howell ain't bad at all.
Right. Like, I think they found their guy, and that's what Ron Rivera came out and said this year. He was like, we like this guy. You know,
he was a projected first rounder when he was coming out. He just dropped.
Right. Yeah. This dude, more passing yards than Patrick Mahomes. Tua Tagovailoa. Who else is balling under? Josh Allen still up there in the top 5. C.J. Stroud, like, they're fine there, I believe. Yeah. I think they're fine. I don't even know what other problems are they having. Why is the Commanders?
Their offensive line is trash.
And maybe secondary?
Secondary is not great.
It's like, come on. But Justin Fields coming back, like what I would love to see happen is him get back on track, because I do believe in this guy. And I always say this, Ashley, every time we talk about him and the Chicago Bears, it's like, man, like seeing it in person, seeing it in practice, like, wow. And for me to be able to go to Chicago opening day and just see him, and it's like little things, bro. It's escapability in the pocket. Being able to be looking this way, feeling pressure, step up in the pocket, right? Breaking tackles, beautiful, beautiful ball. You know what I'm saying? Now it's like, put it all together. Like, look what I just went through with Tom Brady those first 5-6 years. 12 interceptions, 14 interceptions, 14 interceptions. And I didn't even read out the touchdowns. On the touchdown sign, he was only throwing 20 touchdowns, right? So now, boom, Tom Brady takes off. He had the people around him. So, like, there's still an opportunity for this kid to play at an extremely high level.
Well, we shall see. Like I said, Justin Fields makes his return this weekend against the red-hot Detroit Lions. And now it is time for a little segment we like to call Marsh Madness. This is where we give Brandon Marshall here the floor to rant and rave about whatever it is that he wants. You know, he loves to go on and on about certain topics. This is where the floor is all his, and we don't interrupt him until the very end, where B-Flow and I usually completely disagree with whatever his top 5 list is. So this time, it is Brandon's turn to give us his top 5 NFL dark horses. All right, Brandon, the floor is yours.
So I want to give you guys a little history lesson before I go to the board.
God, it's never easy. Okay, go ahead.
It's never easy.
Go ahead.
When I think about the one team, every year, for me, the most exciting thing every football season is who's going to be the 2005 Pittsburgh Steelers, right? Halfway through the year, everybody's wrote them off. We don't even think this team is good. And then all of a sudden, post-Thanksgiving, boom, they figure it out, B. That's the thing that I love the most, is like, who's that underdog? Who's that team, right? We said it a couple times over the last week or two. The Detroit Lions was last year, okay? The Jacksonville Jaguars. So let me go to the board. This is Paper Route's Marsh Madness, not March Madness. It took me 2 weeks to figure out that this said Marsh. For Marshall, short for Marshall. It's me. Man, it's Ashley, stop. B, stop. Top 5 NFL dark horses. Who's the 2005 Pittsburgh Steelers? There's so many teams that's deserving. We don't know. Has anybody been mathematically eliminated from the playoffs? Has anybody been mathematically eliminated? So anybody, maybe there's like 30 teams could be on this list. Outside of the top 5, maybe those numbers are wrong. So let's start at 5. And this team coming in at 5 is who? Throw that up there. The Seattle Seahawks. Seattle Seahawks are interesting because the Seattle Seahawks is known for what? Defense, Legion of Boom, Pete Carroll, going back to the USC days. He wants to run the ball, then he wants to take shots, but he's going to play defense. He's been running the same system for his entire career. It feels like 40, 50 years. He's the oldest coach in the NFL. Legion of Boom is no longer there. That was their identity. That's their claim to fame. But check the numbers. The defense is so much better this year than they were the last 4 or 5 years. And you got Geno Smith. Tyler Lockett just took a big hit, but then you got DK Metcalf. Can they potentially get Geno Smith back to playing at the level that he was last year? If they do, they could potentially be a team that everybody's afraid of come post, I don't say post-Thanksgiving, let's say going into the playoffs. The Seattle Seahawks are a scary team, and they're led by a dude who's next level. He's going to get 100% out of his guys every single practice, every single game. So the Seattle Seahawks is on the board for dark horse. Let's go to number 4. Number 4, who do we have here? The Buffalo Bills. But B, please pull up their schedule. Now, look, nobody's high on the Buffalo Bills right now. Josh Allen is still looking like this. He's somewhere in Buffalo like this. Like, man, wake up, man. Wake up, Josh Allen. But if he wakes up and if he stop looking like this, Ashley, and then he go like this, they could go on a run. But B, can you walk them through the schedule real quick? Because this is going to be tough.
All right, so they got the Jets, the Eagles, the Chiefs, the Cowboys, the Chargers, the Patriots, and the Dolphins.
Oh, my goodness. That's tough.
Cowboys is an L. Just want to put that out there.
I mean, a bunch of those teams could be an L, but B always say it, yo, they can get streaky. We just heard from Von Miller. Von Miller said, like, bro, his ceiling is crazy. If he stopped looking like this, and just Josh, where the camera at? Where camera can I look? Can I look into this camera? Boom, this one? Which one, right here? Can I go right here? Josh, look, bruh. Oh, right here. Josh, I'm telling you, you're gonna psych yourself into a good place. Don't do this. Don't go like that. I want you to go right here. Go like that. You go like that. Just walk around like this for like 2 weeks straight. Anywhere you go. You brushing your teeth, just make your face, okay? If he do that, I promise you everything gonna change in Buffalo. Let's go to 3. Number 3 on the dark horse. Who's going to turn it up? The Chargers. I like this team, and I know what Ashley's going to say. Well, Brandon Staley this and Brandon Staley that. But damn, sometimes players you got to overcome coaching. If they can overcome coaching with those guys they have on the defensive side and those monsters that they have on offense, this team could potentially go on a run. I'm not high on them, but they're set up for some success. They're set up there. Number 2 is interesting. This is where people will be like, yo, Brandon don't have no credibility. But when you look at their schedule, you look how they've been playing, you look at the division, they're sitting at 6-3. They're sitting at 5-4, I believe. And then you got the Jacksonville Jaguars at 6-3. And they just we don't know what's going to happen in this division. They could potentially make some noise. We're going to go right here. We're going to go down to Houston. H-Town, C.J. Stroud. Looks like he's going to be Rookie of the Year. I don't know what's happening down there. Bro, for them, why are we even talking about this coach as Coach of the Year candidate? Have we even started that conversation yet? For this team to be in this position is a testament to their coach right there. What's his name? D'Amico Ryans. D'Amico Ryans. He came in our year, B. He came in my year. He was in our era. Hell of a job by him and what he's been able to do by way of San Francisco defensive coordinator. Now we go to number 1. And listen, hold on, no. Ashley, you know who number 1 is? Who do y'all think?
I hope it ain't who I
Let me
think
guess.
it is.
Their quarterback is Russell Wilson.
It better not be who I think it is.
It's Russell Wilson and the Denver Broncos, baby. They on fire right now. Ashley, you gotta love it. Come on, B. Now listen, y'all know what my heart says, right? But come on, though, let's talk football. You've been watching football, Ashley, since you was a baby. Your dad, Mr. Jeff, Miss Patty, sat you down right there, put a Dallas Cowboys jersey on you, said, you gonna know football. You know football. B, you played football at a high level for 10 years, all your life. Is this team not in position to make a run? Tell me why they not. You tell me why they not. And that's my list. There we go. Now we can debate.
All right, so
Before you get into that, B-Flow, they're gonna run it. Just run the clip, so we could get this over with. Run the clip.
What clip?
Run the clip.
This is my segment.
Just run the clip. Let's get it over with. Just run it.
I know it's on standby. I know it's
We don't have
coming.
the clip. Thank you. No clip. What clip?
There's supposed to be a clip. I know we had it. All right.
Yes, no clip.
There we go.
Broncos country, let's ride. Broncos country, let's ride.
Why y'all do that, bro? Come on, put Tua's picture back up there. Put Tua back in that place. But no, for real. First off, I do want to hear about my entire list, and I do want to hear y'all thoughts on who else could be in there. Maybe y'all might rearrange the whole thing. But before we do that, for real, tell me why not them. Tell me why not them.
B-Flow, go ahead.
I just don't trust them. All they wins been the most ugliest wins you can possibly have, right? And then, okay, they play some pretty good teams down the stretch too. They got the Browns. You know, the Browns are having a new starter this week, but I still think the Browns will win this game in Denver. They got the Texans with Stroud. That's a tough team to beat. The Chargers, you just said, they're a dark horse, so they're gonna be scrappy. Then you got the Lions, who are always consistent. Like they got a tough schedule, and the Broncos isn't that team where it's like they figured it out and got it all together to be like, we are gonna beat 2 out of these 4 teams. Like, nah, that's not it. But I won't have them at 1. I'll respect them and put them 5, maybe.
Maybe 4.
They maybe it'll be 5.
Maybe 5?
Hold on.
Not even 4?
Because okay, my this will mine will be. I'll put the Broncos at 5.
I'm listening.
I'll put the Vikings at 4. I'll put the Bills at 3. I'll keep the Texans at 2.
Oh, so you do like the Texans right there? I thought that was a stretch for me.
No, that's not a stretch. They playing ball, and my number 1 would be Cincinnati.
Yeah, I didn't put Cincinnati there because I'm like, if you're a contender.
Are they a contender?
You got the Bills there, but I just
they're not even in the playoffs right now.
Yeah, I know, but it's like you got Joe Burrows, the Cincinnati Bengals. Like, come on, y'all.
That's a tough run, and they play Baltimore. Imagine if they lose against Baltimore. What kind of run they got to go on?
I know, but to me, it's like y'all. I can't. It's like saying Tom Brady had a bad year, right? And then the next year he got most improved player because he came out and balled. Like, no, you're not even up for that award. You feel what I'm saying?
So you saying
It'd be true. It'd be ridiculous.
Hey, that was a good one. That was a good one. I know my stuff be dry sometimes. Yeah.
Let's ride.
So you saying Cincinnati gonna make a run for sure?
Oh, that wouldn't surprise me.
That's why I have them as a dark horse. Because they not even in the playoffs right now, not in a wild card or nothing. Like, they out of the playoffs.
Well, the last thing I would say, and actually get your thoughts here, but like the Broncos it's simple, right? We knew what the defense had, okay? They lost it. They brought in a new scheme, but it's the same guys. Obviously, a couple weeks ago, they made some moves, and those moves turned things around. Maybe that was the problem, having different dudes in the locker room or in the huddle that wasn't, buying in. But now they're playing much better, right?
Their defense playing better.
Yeah, their defense playing better. And then you got Russell Wilson, right? And, like, when you look at Russell, this dude is 3rd in passing TDs, 1st in passing TDs to attempts, pass TDs to interceptions, so he's playing efficient. Passer rating is 4th. 4th quarter comebacks, he's 1st this year in game-winning drives. That's why I say.
So he cooking.
He ain't cooking. And I'm telling you, I ain't gonna hold you. Like, he ain't cooking. That's the scary thing is, like, I feel like he playing conservative. I feel like in this little Instagram thing, it's like Dangerous Wilson. I don't think he's being Dangerous Wilson. So, like, the cool thing is when you start stacking wins, what happens? What do you always say? You know what? Winning is contagious, losing contagious, but you also start playing freer. So I think the offense has a chance to start playing better.
A hell of a defense this week. So, I mean, if this the time to try to flip that switch on and get dangerous, it ain't gonna be this way. It ain't gonna be this week, so we got to wait another week.
Real quick before we move on, B-Flow, someone pushed back Wardell Jr. in the chat and said Cincinnati is not a dark horse. Seriously?
Why aren't they a dark horse, though? Do they feel like B? Would they just automatically, everybody feel like they're a playoff team because they not?
This is a good time for us to add the call-ins right here. We're going to add that next week. We want to hear, that would have been dope. I would love to hear you. What's his name?
His name is Wardell Jr.
Wardell?
Wardell.
I would love to hear Wardell as you and Wardell go back and forth on that one. That would have been a great conversation. But, because that was a great question. Like, why aren't they? That was good.
And a pushback on the Denver Broncos is Sean Payton has turned Russell Wilson into a game manager this season.
Yes.
Why do you have so much faith in them?
Because
that's
I think
my
no. I think that.
And I would stick beside him.
No, I think that they know that offensively that's not going to get it done. And that's every week you go in there like, what do we got to do, what we got to do. And so I am confident that they know they got to go. That's all I'm saying.
All right, well,
They
listen.
gotta go.
On the topic of Russell Wilson, we're going to move on to a little segment we like to call Who You Got. And this is how we go ahead and preview some of the games upcoming for Week 11 of the NFL season. Cannot believe it's Week 11 already.
I know.
Insane. It's insane. Just
Jeez.
football comes and it goes, and it's just no one knows. That rhymed. Okay, listen, we're going to look ahead at some of the best matchups on this upcoming week of football. And let's start with the Brandon's squad, the Denver Broncos, as they go ahead and face off.
It's not my squad.
Minnesota Vikings and Josh Dobbs, who is having himself a very early fire start with his new team. So, fellas, who you got, Dobbs or Wilson?
First, before I even let me quick here. Before I give my answer, Dobbs need to be up for some type of war. I don't know, it's comeback player of the year or some whatever. He's freaking cooking. He's balling. Minnesota Vikings, the Denver Broncos. Where's the game, Ashley?
The game is, I believe, in Minnesota.
In Minnesota.
No, in Denver, I'm sorry.
In Denver. This is a hard one for me, and I'm going to go with the Broncos.
Shocker. What about you, B-Flow? Who you got?
I'm going with the Vikings. You know, Josh Dobbs got that Fitz magic to him right now, right? It's just like he can't miss. And the coaching staff trust him. They allow him to cook. You can see the coaching staff like, yo, how did he do that? Like once he scores, so he gonna keep it going. They gonna get a win out there in Denver.
I'm actually gonna roll with you. I got the Minnesota Vikings and Josh Dobbs winning this one, not by much. I think it's gonna be a very, very close game. I think it's gonna come down to a field goal, but my money's on the Vikings and the magic that is Joshua Dobbs right now.
So you know what I'm about to say. What I'm about to say, Ashley? See if you know me.
The most winningest quarterback.
No. Y'all two got the Minnesota Vikings. I got the Denver Broncos. So what do you think I'm gonna say?
Let's bet.
Let's bet. What y'all want to bet? Yeah, come on, B. Stop acting conservative, bro.
I'm not betting on Josh Dobbs in the Vikings.
He always do this.
I am burger for you.
You believe
Make
in
a
them.
freaking bet.
I bet on KC and the Eagles. How
All
about
right,
that?
let's move on then. Speaking of KC and the Eagles, we're going to fast forward to Monday Night Football, and Jalen Hurts and Patrick Mahomes will face off. Now, if you're a Dallas Cowboy fan, like your girl, you are hoping the Chiefs win this one because it helps you in the battle for the NFC East. So, guys, who you got, Hurts or Mahomes? Now, let me go ahead and put this information out
Where's
there.
the game
is in Kansas City, and Taylor Swift will be in attendance. I don't know if that changes things for you.
Yes, it do. I'm going with the Chiefs. They undefeated when she in the building. I'm going with the Chiefs.
I'm going with Kansas City as well. B-Flow, I know you're going with your squad.
Yeah, for sure. And this gonna be a game where Mahomes gonna show you like his MVP little race is gonna surge after this game. Like Mahomes is finna Mahomes this game.
Hold on, time out.
I like that. Mahomes is gonna Mahomes this game.
Time out. Let me put my football cap back on. That was all emotional. The Eagles gonna win. It's a rematch from the Super Bowl. This team is playing solid. It's like that offense ain't get going yet. They ain't get cooking yet, B. For real. They've been getting it done because they've been playing complementary football. And that defense is playing lights out, which Patrick Mahomes never had. And that other team is a complete team. So I'm going to go with the Philadelphia Eagles to make a statement.
Okay, so no Taylor Swift magic for you?
Yeah. No.
All right.
I'm going straight football.
Her whole family's going to be there this time. The parents are meeting.
Shut up.
Oh, yeah, it's a wrap.
No, it's not.
It's a wrap.
Yes.
This is not happening.
It is reported that Taylor Swift will come back. She's currently in Argentina on tour. She's going to come back specifically for the Monday Night Football game where Travis Kelce's family and the Swift family will meet for the first time.
That's love, bro. That's real
Why
love.
they got to do that in public? Why they can't do that like everybody, normal people?
They're probably
She
not
wanna
doing it in
support.
public.
They
They're
not
doing it
regular
at the
people.
game in
You
the
saying
suite.
they're meeting at the game
They're
on
both
TV?
going to be they're going to be attending the game together, and that'll be the first time that they're meeting.
That's my point.
But that's not technically in public. It's just public.
It is
That
in
is
public.
kinda in public.
It is in public.
That can't be their first meeting. Like, they go get together at the house. They go ride to the game together. They got to.
Listen.
Or do a Zoom call. Do a Zoom first. Hey, guys, this is Miss Taylor.
Weird.
Huh?
That's weird.
Yeah, but it's better than doing it in public for the
Listen.
first time.
Well, we shall see. So we got Eagles, Chiefs over here. Are you guys placing a bet on this one?
Why are you so
You
conservative?
just said you were going to make a bet.
I did say I was going to make a
Okay,
bet.
so what's the bet?
Go ahead, B. I'm gonna let him call it Mr. Conservative.
Oh, no,
And you
you
don't have to
all-
be. But here's the thing, though. I think this is the problem because we played in the league. When we say bet, it's almost like
Big boy bet.
Big boy bets.
Yeah.
Did you play?
No,
y'all play
this is
cards
gonna
in
be
KC?
fun.
all
This
the
is fun
time.
bet.
Yeah, so no, we used to play like a hand, like $5,000
No,
hands and
this
stuff
is
like
fun.
that.
You
This
can
is
lose
fun
6
bet.
figures on a.
And I know, and that's my point is, and for people who out there bet, like you can be $5 parlays, 10, 15, 20. You can just do that. So let's do that. Let's do a 20. Let's do a 25.
No, it's got to be a fun bet, something that
fun.
the audience can enjoy.
You always got a good wager. What's the wager?
Meek Mill or Taylor Swift song. So if you got to
You gonna stick me with Taylor Swift and you can rap a Meek song?
No, if the Eagles win,
Oh, I gotta rap a Meek song. I'm
Yeah.
with that.
And
I'm
I'll
with
do
that.
Taylor Swift.
All right, cool.
Okay,
I'm
that's a
with
good
it.
bet.
All right, bet.
Shake on it.
Let's go.
no, I ain't touching his
Yeah,
hand.
I'm
He don't
not
wash his
touching.
hands.
Okay. One more before we close out the show, and Andrew yells at me. Thursday Night Football, fellas, real quick. Joe Burrow, Lamar Jackson, AFC North battle. Both teams coming off heartbreaking losses. Both teams looking for a win. Who are you rolling with, Joe Burr or the guy from Pompano?
Lamar, I love you. But I gotta go Joe.
Ooh.
Oh my
It's a must
goodness.
win. It's a must win for Cincinnati.
It's a
Like, you
must
can't-
win for them too.
Nah, they gonna win the division. Ravens gonna win the division anyway, but it's a must win for Joe Burrow.
Where's
like,
the
they
game?
gonna be out of playoff contention.
The game, I believe, can I get a fact check? I believe it is in Cincinnati. I could be wrong.
I'm going with Lamar, man. All this is the year he's shutting everybody up. He's shutting everybody up. Lamar gonna go out there, they gonna ball out. OBJ scored back-to-back in the last 2
It's
games.
in Baltimore.
It's in Baltimore.
Oh,
Actually, no.
yeah, stay right there. Stay right there. Stay right
cool.
there.
Cleveland
no,
just
it
won
ain't.
in Baltimore.
You remember that man that sit behind the bench? They pulled out the rap sheet of the players. They were, hey,
All right, so we got-
Brandon, why were you
We got Joe
trespassing?
Burrow. Who you got, Brandon, before we close out the show?
I
Who you
got Lamar.
Lamar
I got
Jackson.
Lamar.
All right, guys, we will see who is right come Monday. Thank you so much for joining us for another amazing week of Paper Out. I'm actually Nicole Moss. This is Brandon Marshall. That's Brandon Flowers. If you're listening on Sirius XM Faction Talk 103, thank you so much. If you're watching on YouTube, thank you so much. Make sure you guys keep it locked to all of our social media channels and the I Am Athlete YouTube page. We will see you next week, and we will see who will be rapping and who will be singing. Until then, bye, guys. Which song are you going to do? I used to pray for times like this, you know?